This is the training video for your logo, 1stlogofl, 1stlogofl. Remember, you can pause, rewind, and fast forward me through this video as you need to get your work done. So we're going to start off in Adobe Illustrator. That is the orange AI. So we're going to go to our Launchpad, and you'll find Adobe Illustrator CC 2017. Make sure you open up the newest one, this one here. Also make sure you've dragged it down to your quick start bar at the bottom, because you'll use this program a lot. You should have Photoshop as well. So I'm going to go here to the AI. You should see this cool screen when you start it up. We're going to go File, New, and we're going to come all the way over here and click on Art and Illustration. We'll have this first one picked, but we have to make some changes here. Some preset details. Let's change the name from Untitled 1 to 1stlogofl. And let's change the orientation to landscape, this one. Set the width to 600 PTs, points, and set the height to 200 points. Okay, and click Create. We're going to do a Command 0 so we can see all of our document image right here in our workspace. Got the toolbar on the left. It's a single column or double column toolbar. Click right here to make a single column. We're not going to worry about the font or the colors yet. We're just going to worry about the type. So I'm going to use the type tool right here, type tool or T on the keyboard, and I'm going to come out and I'm just going to click and release the mouse button, and I'm going to type my name. First and last name. Use the selection tool right up here, selection tool, very top, or V on the keyboard, and I'm going to grab a corner edit box and I'm going to stretch this text out across most of the, or this Command 0, most of the document area. You don't have to use the whole thing, but most of it. And you don't have to use all the height either. Just, you don't want to stretch out the letters where they get too skinny and it's hard to read. Just make sure it looks right about that. Okay, but use as much of the width and height, well, as much of the width as you can, and the height will vary depending on the font and what else you might be doing with your name. All right, so now I'm gonna double click to get into the text box, and I'm gonna click, hold, and drag from the beginning all the way to the end to get it selected. Okay, so again, I double clicked to get inside. I'm gonna click, hold, and drag across to select all the text. This will allow me to change the color and the font. I'm going to use a Command T to open up the type window, and I'm going to go right here where it lists all of the different fonts that I have. Okay, and you can kind of see it preview on your highlighted text as far as what it's going to look like. Go through all of these. Take the time to go through all these different fonts and find a font that connects with you. Don't worry if it spills off, like if you go with this chalk duster. It's okay if it's bigger than the work area, the workspace. We can resize it based on the font that you pick. Right? Going through, you can see all these different fonts. There's so many. It's almost overwhelming. There's so many of them. But go find a font that is right for you. Okay? That might take a little while. You might have to go pause and just go through these different fonts. And when you think you've got one you like, click on it, do a Command 1, get back up to the selection tool, and that will allow you to resize it based on this new font that you picked. Okay? And when you get all your letters fitting inside, then you could Command 0 to see it. So that's getting the font set. The next thing you got to do is you've got to get the colors the way you want. So up here, I'm going to hit, actually I'm going to move this, I'm going to hit the X and close that. That was the Command T to get it. I just hit the X to close it. Okay. Now, you have a fill and a stroke color up here, right up here. You also have them down here. Okay. If I click the drop down arrow and start clicking on the different fill colors, all the letter is filled with that color. Okay? And if I don't see color that I want, that's okay. I can come over here and open up this color bar, and I can find all kinds of different colors in here as well. Okay? We'll talk a lot about colors a little bit later, but find a color or colors that you like for your fill color. Your stroke color is the color of the edge. Okay, so I got 1 point stroke, and so you change that here. No, that's still changing that. So again, come here, find a color you like for your stroke, and you can increase the stroke thickness, 2 points, 3 points, like so. All right, and just looking at some stuff. You do have a swatch library, so you could find more colors that you might like to use. See where I was? You go down here to this little book, and you find a category. Maybe it's the metal. And you can just go through and find different colors for your fill. And you can do the same thing for your stroke. We're going to spend a lot of time on colors. Hopefully there's a color in here that you like, that you want to use. And again, you want to connect with these colors. These colors need to have your voice, so that when people see your name, they almost hear you saying it. They know you. We hear who you are. We hear your mood. We hear your tone and your voice when we look at your logo. That might seem kind of spaced out, but pick something that you like, okay, for your font and colors. You're not limited to just 2 colors. You could have 3, up to 3, but you don't have to have it all the same color. So you can go, if you click, you can select just individual letters. You might decide we're going to change the blue to a red, or fill, and the stroke to a blue, something like that. Whatever you want to do. You could have, every other letter a different color, but a total number of colors is 3. So don't, keep it simple. So don't go over 3 colors. But I want you to play around with this. Get familiar, get to know how to click on these individual letters or part of a word. All right, maybe I want doctor to be all black and no stroke. So if I don't want a stroke on something, I just come up here and I click none. Or maybe I want doctor to have no fill. So I click none. And the stroke, I just want it to have a stroke. Alright, however you want to do it. Just make sure that I only count 3 colors. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. Actually 5 colors, because different shades of red. So that would not be keeping this simple. Okay? I'm just showing you different things you can do. And one last thing, you can also stack this. If you have a big name, you could stack this. Just hit the return key after your first name to get it on 2 lines, and go over here to the paragraph alignment and align to the center so it looks more like that. You might have to change the size of it if you do that though. Alright, but that works too. If you have a big long name that doesn't fit very well, then feel free to use 2 rows. You could even type in your first name, right? First name. So that's one text box. Then I go back to the type tool and I can click my last name or type in my last name. Now you can move these around, still make use of all the space, but it just gives you more control of where things are at. You could even get to if you hover near a corner, see that little arc with the arrows? That means to rotate something, so you could rotate it, right? So you could have it something like that if you wanted to. And of course, you're still doing those same things by selecting and changing, the colors. All right, so spend time, make sure that it's appropriate colors for you and appropriate font for you. And when you're done, we're going to go File, Save As, and make sure you save it as 1stlogofl.ai. You shouldn't have to change anything here. It goes to your documents, okay, and click Save. Of course, replace if you already have it. I don't want to replace whatever I have there. Let's keep it. And then you also need to export it. So you need to get it on your web page. We're going to go File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. Okay, so we want on the presets, we want the PNG 24. We want the white to be checkerboard. Keep it like that. That way all we're going to have on, when you use this logo, it's just going to have the letters. And it won't block out anything behind, it'll just be the letters that block anything out behind it. So it'll look cool, it looks like it's floating there. Keep the size the same. And then click Save. And it's going to want to put it in your Documents folder, and that's fine. Go ahead and click Save, and I will replace that one. And now you're going to go to your Web Starts page. So you're going to log into mrjaffe.web. You're going to go to mrjaffe.net and go to Web Starts. And I want you to log in to your website. So log in. And then I want you to add your site. And then we're going to go Insert, Image, and we're going to go Upload. And we want Documents, and we want our first logo FL. There it is, right? .png, that one. Open. There it is. Double click. There it is. See how it lets the background through. Okay. Put that below your 1stlogofl. And your home page is done. Make sure you save it. And log out. Okay. Once you do that, you're completely done, ready for me to grade this. This is worth 4 points. So make sure that you get this done on time. Don't lose any points. Make sure it's appropriate and simple. It'll be timeless and memorable, and we'll be able to get it to any size we want because we're doing it in Illustrator. Thank you very much for this project. And I'm going to stop recording.